Yeah, and then since we were just talking about brainwave states, and then it's like getting people into the gamma, the aha spikes, it's like, oh my gosh. Okay, so Good Morning America. Okay, there's a lot of folks that listen to this podcast that maybe have already written books. They're in the process of writing another one. And actually, I talk to a lot of aspiring authors, and that's like their goal, like the Today Show, Good Morning America. That's what. So tell us how you did it, my dear.
Yes. So again, I think there was a lot that had nothing to do with me. So I will just acknowledge the universe's love in this all. But I work with a lot of authors also that want to make the bestseller list and get on those shows. And so lots of ways. The way it happened in my particular case was that. Right when it was a lot to do with the story. And so the Chicago Tribune randomly found out about our situation through my fertility doctor and asked if they could do a little quick thing in the health section. And we thought, of course, if this could help anyone, yes. It ended up being the front page above the fold story. And all of a sudden there was this whole barrage of, calls and et cetera. And I hadn't written the book yet. We were just getting ready because I was like, I am focusing on getting a live child. That is my only care right now. I want a live baby in my arms. So I told my agent, everyone I'm not doing a thing until we get there. But I did know I wanted to write about it, talk to my family about writing. And so we turned down all these requests, and my mom made a joke and said, well, unless Oprah calls, because, we love Oprah. And then they called. And so so we did Oprah. It was the last week of her show. The book was not out yet, but it was the last 6 episodes, and the show was, going off the air. So we said, of course, we want to come. My mom and I love Oprah. So we did that. And then there was some awareness of that the book was going to be coming out in the fall. And so NBC asked if they could, or is it NBC? They asked The View, Good Morning America, and Nightline did an exclusivity thing. So just if you have a story that gets some kind of traction in the public sphere, one thing you can do is go to a whole network and negotiate a 3-show, exclusive with that network, which is what we were very lucky to get to do. However, you could also work with someone like the amazing, one of my colleagues, Jackie Cote, who has a company called More Good Media. And she's all about creating space for underrepresented voices, women, people with important stories to share, to be in the national media. She came from traditional media. That's her mission. The way my mission is helping people publish their books and go speak on stages. And so there are, I think really amazing individuals with incredible integrity who are about making an impact that are working in media versus maybe traditional PR, which some people have really crappy experiences with because it's very sort of cold and mercenary in certain ways. I think I've just heard that a lot, and I know I've had experiences. So I think or Yitzi Wiener, who does Thought Leader Incubator, I partner with him in my Thought Leader Academy sometimes, and he does things helping people get published in articles, get on certain radio and TV shows. So I think the accessible way to everyone is to potentially work with a really aligned publicist that has similar values, and find a group or a company that really feels like they're aligned with your mission and have them help you. But that also costs money. And a lot of my authors come in, and that's a huge financial investment, especially if you're wanting national media. So I also am a big fan of doing it grassroots, where what I teach our authors in Thought Leader Academy is ways that we do influencer campaigns, like our mutual friend Megan, who just launched her book and made the bestseller list. And that's kind of looking at how we can use mission to mission with other individuals that have large audiences of our ideal reader, client, et cetera, and get people behind a mission, behind your movement. And once that goes and you start getting those kind of numbers and you hit the bestseller list, which we help a lot of our authors do, then you can go to some of those big shows and they will understand you've demonstrated social proof, if you will, that, those producers look for. Sort of does this person have some traction? Is this idea resonating? And I am always about leading with mission, because then it's not about who are you and ego and what credentials do we have. It's this is the movement or the mission that I'm on or I'm starting. And does this excite you? And so I see our clients get a lot of success in booking podcasts or, media or, influencers because we lead mission forward. And I know that's what opens my heart if someone reaches out to me versus have me on your show is such a different thing than this is what I'm about. This is what I believe in. This is the power of, the calling that I have. And, I notice that you have featured, you find the bridge between their mission and your mission. And at that point, we don't have to think so much about big, small. If you get the right mission and the right story at the right time, there's no reason anybody on a first book or new to the thought leader space can't get on the Today Show. It absolutely can happen.
I love that. And I'll let listeners kind of, pull out some of those resources and tactics in terms of hiring versus grassroots. But for the fun nuggets, I think it's important to emphasize that when we have our teams, whether they're internal teams or external teams, to have them be aligned in mission. Like that is absolutely so critical. So if you want to be a transformational leader, like your team needs to be in the transformational space, and, conscious space, and, conscious team members. Also for the media, the thing that your mom said, I'm just going to make that another fun nugget too, which is that, if you're going to like really want to get out there, like you might as well shoot high, even if it's just you talking to the universe in your living room. Like, well, let's wait until Oprah calls. Okay. That's putting it out into a benevolent universe, right?
Yes. Yes. And I was remembering too, we were talking about like Gabby Bernstein with all her